What's up, y'all? This is Ant Glizzy and this Barberson TV. And today we got Baltimore rapper Young Moose got locked up. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. We're on the way to 100K subscribers. Y'all know who Young Moose is. Young Moose is a Baltimore rapper. He from Baltimore. I hear all good things about Moose, so y'all, I ain't never heard nothing bad about Moose. Like back in the day, 2015, 13, that era. Moose was a gangster. Moose really living like they one of the ones. That's what I always hear about him. I don't know personally, but I give him his credit, I give him his respect. So, excuse me. So Moose been getting into it with the police. They've been dirty police officers in Baltimore, like some dirty cops. They've been having dirty cops in Baltimore for years. It's like some super duper task force. I don't know the task force name immediately, like the exact task force, but it's some guys, it's a police task force, a secret task force, not a secret task force, but a special task force in Baltimore, and they specialize in like street gangs and gang members and the rap, just like they just go around jumping out, checking for guns. They like the Geek Squad. So the Geek Squad end up making Young Moose one of their victims. Like they harass him all the time. Like he on their list. He number one on their list, like the most hated. Cause I told y'all his name in the streets. He got a big name in the streets, and I guess they feel like people fear. I don't know, just the street reputation that he got made the feds not like him. They found a non-liking to him. So the super duper geeking cops, they end up harassing Moose for years. Moose making complaints to the downtown, making complaints to people about it. Nobody really listening. Moose end up getting locked up. Moose ended up getting locked up. He came home. They kept on harassing him. They was harassing him some more. Like they kept on harassing him, and they harassing not just Moose though. They harassing the whole Baltimore. Like everybody that got a name, everybody that's connected to something. The streets talk about you. They harassing you. When I mean harassing you, they pulling up, just taking your money off you, not reporting it. They might throw a gun in a car on you, raid your house with no search warrant, steal your money, and leave. They like training day. They like Denzel Washington on training day. That's what they doing. Rack unpoliced things and just sweeping it under the rug. Cause these street guys ain't gonna tell nobody. I just took $10,000 out of his pocket, or I just did this. I took a gun off him, ain't turning it in. I kept it for myself and sold it to somebody else. And you feel me? They doing all type of stuff like that. So they end up getting locked up. This ain't got nothing to do with Moose though. They end up getting locked up on their own time. The police officers, an investigation that came out on them police officers because they was getting a lot of complaints of the same thing. So the police started investigating them. They end up finding that it was true, end up charging them. Now they corrupt cops. So all the corrupt cops' convictions that they had under their belt got overturned. Like people that see them corrupt cops had got locked up on like a conspiracy to robbery and a rack of unpoliced stuff. All the people that they arrested in their years, they filed stuff on their lawyers to get it taken off their record or to get released from jail because they were saying them police wasn't right. They was falsely accused of stuff that they wasn't supposed to get accused of. So they let people out, Moose out, like everybody out, they taking all their records and all that. Moose end up suing for some harassment. I don't know the story into detail, but Moose end up suing the police officers. He sued the police officers. He ended up getting $300,000. Years later, it took years. He ended up suing them. He ended up winning a settlement. They gave him $300,000. Long story short, in the process of Moose getting the $300,000, Moose is a rapper. He blowing up in Baltimore. He signed to Lil Boosie. You seen what Lil Boosie at Lil Boosie house? He got the streets on smash. He got respect. He just Baltimore, the face of Baltimore. But he keep getting locked up, and every time he get locked up, it take a hit on his career, though. It slow his career down. These police is really trying to end his rap career. They see him getting bigger and bigger, so they lock him up for a stint of time, like throw some drugs on him, something that make him go to jail for time, like they doing illegal stuff like that. So he ended up suing him. He sued him and proved it that what he was saying was true, and they ended up settling the lawsuit, getting him $300,000. Moose got $300,000. He got the settlement. I see him on Instagram. I ain't see him flashing no money or nothing, but it's all in the reports that rappers Moose settled for $300,000. Baltimore gave it to him. So now the police looking like we gave a hood guy beat the police and sued us for $300,000. I know. I'm thinking to myself like I know he a target in Baltimore. I know he took that money and got out of Baltimore. I'm thinking he down there with Boosie. He down there. He moved out of Baltimore. Whole time Moose got that money. He just got the street mentality. He's still in Baltimore. He's staying in Baltimore, living in Baltimore. Allegedly. Now everything after this is allegedly. Allegedly, Moose in the car, he driving. They in the suburb, not the suburbs, but they in like the redneck racist part of Baltimore where like you don't go. Black people don't go. You don't drive down here without tinted windows. You don't drive down with tinted windows. You don't drive down smelling like weed. You drive down right. It's like a place you don't go because you know you getting pulled over. They just pull niggas over just naturals, 100%. He tried to creep through down the back road and end up him and the females in the car. He was in the passenger seat. A female was driving. The police end up pulling them over. They end up pulling over. Police get out of the car. They end up taking off on the police. Boom, they take off on the police. They get away from the police, but they end up crashing down the road. Police come down the road behind them and see the car crash. They go in the car. They catch them. They injured from the car accident. So they end up locking them up. They lock them up. They search the car. They find drugs. They find stuff in the car. They charged them both with charges. But the female that was in the car got the most charges, and they held her with no bond because she was the driver. I think it was her car. And Moose got the lessest of the charges, but he still got almost the same amount of charges, and they let him go on a bond to come back to court. But long story short, that's right up the police alley. Like, we just gave you $300,000, just say 3 to 6 months ago, and we just caught you allegedly on a back road in a car accident because related to some drugs. They gonna try to have their fun with you. They trying to get their $300,000 back. They probably don't even care if they lock you up. They want you to go spend that $300,000 on a lawyer. They don't want you to put that 300,000 in the streets, turn Baltimore up, or do nothing to accidentally turn that 300 to a million. You should have thought like that, but I can't tell you how to think or use your brain. So Moose ended up getting locked up again. He out now on bond, but it's like every time he get locked up, it just take a hit on his career, hit on his career. I see Moose now more in the news for when he get locked up. It's like, dang, the streets be really taking the best out of people. But one thing I'm gonna tell y'all before I go, I've been in the streets my whole life. My life ain't changed till I left the streets alone. You can't be 1 foot in this, 1 foot out. It's like telling on yourself. Imagine you be like, I go shoot and I rob and a rap, and you really shoot and rob in your real day. And the police hear your rap and just watch you in your real day and watch you do it again. It's like you told on yourself. So it's like you got to be all the way out the streets. That's the difference between me and these guys. They like, ain't you high? You telling street stuff. I'm not in the streets. I'm not a street guy. I don't hang on blocks. You're not going to see me selling no drugs. You're not going to see me with no guys. I'm not dissing nobody dead homies. I'm not in none of that. I literally be by myself for the most part. But I ain't in the streets, bro, at all. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a blogger. I talk about stuff I see on the internet. That's all I do. I'm not in the streets. So if you're a street guy, stay in the streets, stay off the internet. I'm not in the streets. That's why I be on the internet and it get to the street guys. But it should get to y'all because y'all trying to be halfway in the streets and halfway on the internet. On the internet worrying about me. I don't be in the streets at all. So if you in the streets, you wouldn't even run into me or see me. You in my business. So yeah, man, shout out to Moose, man. He made it out this situation. But I hope we make it all the way out this situation. You just gotta think, I gotta use y'all brain. The people don't want us to win. But yeah, man. Shout out to the dummies, man. Be more, Barberson.